Check, check. Alrighty. Good, good, good. Hey guys, welcome on. Tiffany here of Tiffany Cosplay, and I'm the owner of. Oh my gosh, I just went all brain fart on that. Hi Yuki. I'm the owner of Tiffany Cosplay LLC, which is a company that focuses on costume and prop fabrication, as well as education. And hello to my live crafting stream on YouTube. So if you're on Instagram or on TikTok, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyCosplay, and that is where I'm going to be reading chat and answering questions. So go over to YouTube. And today we're going to be working on my Lilith costume from Diablo. So yes, let me see. Let me see if I can get this working. Yeah, my end is a little off. Just let me refresh. Hi Real, welcome on. I saw you're in Atlanta for DragonCon, right? Silly today. Bum, bum, bum. Should be this. Trying to get something fixed real quick. Welcome on. You can see the stream. Okay, I guess it's just my end. My OBS is working fine, but the YouTube page, I've refreshed it a few times and it still says starting soon, which is annoying. So yeah, as long as y'all can still see, then we are good. And then Yuki was in the background at some point. She's been having fun laying out on my Warbler, and she has her little noodle that she's been bringing in here. It's been really cute. Let's see if we'll bring her. Not yet. But yeah, we're gonna be continuing work on my Lilith costume, the wings today. So yeah, and oh, there she is. There she is. She has ripped it open so bad. Hi, little demon. Hey, little demon. But for the wings, so I've got our main part, which is here. I just finished doing this section with foam clay, and then that's where it connects with carbon fiber tubing into the harness. And so yeah, and then the spikes are 3D modeled and resin printed. So this is our main piece. We're gonna be doing the second piece of this, I guess the left side. So that's gonna be that. Put it to the side. Sit there. And then I connected all of these last night. And I forgot how large these wings are gonna be. They, when it's all fully assembled, it comes to my eyeballs standing up. But here's the other pieces, so it will all, that piece will then have another connection to here. And then all of these have the spikes that come under it. So hopefully by the time we're done with the second one, this will be, the foam clay will be pretty kind of dry, and then we can start attaching a little bit better. That's the plan. So yeah. I know, the shower cat. I accidentally got her soaked this morning. So I got up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, and normally I check to see if she's in the sink, and I don't turn on the lights. And I went to wash my hands, and she was in there and got soaking wet. It's like, oh, sorry. So yeah. Come here, little thing. Everybody wants to see you. My little devil. My little devil. Yeah. Her bottom teeth are coming in right now, so she's extra extra spicy. Yeah. Say hi to everyone. Hello, Yuki. Okay. Go play with Noodle. Alright. I'm gonna try have both cameras on. Again, I still don't know if my YouTube thing is going. So if you don't see like the main screen on YouTube, please let me know. But yeah, she's just a baby. I want to say she's now, she has to be around like 20 weeks, I think. Something like that. Okay, so here's the piece. I have no idea what we did last stream. I think we worked on the main body. So all of this is dry. And then since then, this section was just a pipe. And so I glued on the 3D printed part onto the base. Also, if you're on TikTok or Instagram, I'm actually on youtube.com/TiffanyCosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat, so go there. But, so from here, I then did a cardboard box, and then I sprayed expanding foam to that section, and then waited for it to dry 2 days. It's covered in 2mm EVA foam, which is what the red foam is here, and then I glued the spikes in place after cleaning them up, and then it has the base coat of foam clay. So now we're gonna add all the texture to it. You're so cute, Yugi. Alright. So yeah, thank you, Dad. Caspian! Welcome on! I feel like you've been gone a lot lately. I hope everything's been going well. So when does Dragon Con start? Is it tomorrow or Friday? One day, or 1 year, I will go to Dragon Con. I know everybody's been wanting me to go to it. Well, thanks, Caspian. Yes, don't forget to like the video while it is live. It helps with the algorithm, as well as to... Oh, hey, my camera finally caught up. That's annoying. As well as follow. If you're not already. Let's see, does that... Hey! I think YouTube finally fixed itself. Oh, did I speak too soon? I think I spoke too soon. It's just gonna be really delayed. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. We'll eat in that box later. There's Noodle. Dragon Con is tomorrow through Monday. Okay. Let's see. And I have Instagram on my tablet today, so it's a little funky. Oh. So because the foam clay had to sit overnight, it had to be wrapped so it didn't dry out. But yeah, I am getting closer for the wings being done. At this point, it's just, I have to like work on it every other day because things have to dry. So there is our base piece, and then the bottom. And my nose is slightly bugging me today. Add our water. But yeah, that's kind of why I didn't stream yesterday. It's kind of me determining which days I can stream based off of drying time. But I've also been working on my side project too, which the goal should be updated for those that don't know. I am, remember, I can't talk much about it. I will be doing an international convention, and that's all that I can say right now. And I am trying to raise some funds to help with travel, as plane tickets are expensive. So yes, that is what our goal is currently on YouTube. So all donations go towards that goal and is really appreciated. But it'll be a few more months before I can say anything I think about it. Cleaned your house for the hurricane, but thankfully it ended up tracking much farther north than we hoped. Everyone affected. Oh yeah, saw a bunch of stuff with that. There's weather-wise has been kind of crazy for everybody, but glad you weren't affected by it. We had the school practicing drills today, so lining up and everything, so that was interesting to hear alarms going off this morning. So I'm just gonna smooth it out a little bit and then we'll start adding some more clay in places. What are you doing? That's a doorknob. Smart kitty. Kept at your mom's last night so she wouldn't have to ride it out at all. Oh yeah, you're in Florida, right, Caspian? Yeah, the only stuff that I have to be concerned about here in Nebraska now is tornadoes, which I really hope I never have to experience or see. And then if we have a hard winter and have lots of snow, which I don't really know what I would do with. So yeah, I was told that last year's snow was nothing. So we'll see this season how bad it gets. Hi, Region Center. Welcome. Yay! Real, thank you for the $10 donation, which will go towards the international convention. Does it update this time? Did I fix it correctly? It still says 90. Ugh. Let me... Okay, I redid the plug on it, and I redid all of the calculation stuff. I don't understand why it's not updating, but I will write it down! Write it down, and then I will remember it, and I will update. I got it! Thank you, thank you! Let's see if I do just the... I just want to check something. Did that do anything? Okay. I'll have to mess with it some more. Sorry it didn't update again. But I'm writing it down, so it'll be updated. I just have to manually do it after. Annoying. But thank you. Okay. Continue smoothing this out. Let's no. Florida man, yeah. One day I'll come back to Florida. I'm surprised the song is on here. Okay, we are going to add a little bit more foam clay now. And this is the last of it that I have. I had to order more because I still have to cover quite a bit. The mystery trip, yes. More info coming down the line. But it should be exciting things, stuff, yeah. Okay, so with this, I just did like a base coat of foam clay. So now what I want to do is around the spikes, I'm going to add more of the foam clay to kind of build it up so we can carve into it more. So I'm going to do it here, and then I'm also going to cover, because there's 2mm EVA foam, there's seams. So I'll add a little bit of foam clay in spots where the seams show. I am anticipating, once these are finished and dried, when I connect to the rest of the wings and it's fully dry, I will do some patchwork onto the foam clay to cover up any other, like if any of the EVA foam shows through or if there's still seams. Honeyfro! Welcome on! Also, I love the cosplays. Your daughter is so cute in her outfit. Oh my gosh. Like, I want to wear that. Especially, I love the ears. They were cool. Yeah. Are you going to Dragon Con as well? Was that what you were making it for? Or just making it? Let's see. I know this is a little hard to show. But it shouldn't take too long. I did the other one in under an hour, so I'm anticipating like an hour 20 because of streaming, since it always takes me longer when I stream. Welcome on. Yeah, I've been trying to stream on my normal schedule again, but it's just whenever the stuff dries is when I can stream at this point. Which, speaking about, I'm not sure if I will stream next week because my mom is coming to visit. She's the first family member to come and visit me, which is kind of funny, just because of her whole situation. But yeah, so it only took just about a year for family to come, and it's just my mom. She's gonna be here for a week. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, she wants to explore since she's, I don't know how much traveling she's done besides just in Texas. She's gonna be really surprised with coming from 110, 115 degrees in Texas to coming here and it's like 75 now? Windows open every morning again. We went to a con here in Indiana last weekend. I wish I was going. Oh, okay. Well, was it fun at least? Did y'all both have fun? Need a little bit more there. This is why I didn't make the entire wing as one piece. I made each one separate first because it's already hard enough to hold each one and work on them like this. And so I was trying to get most of the work done first before attaching them so I could work on it easier. Okay, that one's covered. Now we're gonna do the bigger one. So the horns, or the spikes, So they were glued on, but they also have another, like a band that wraps around it to kind of ensure that it will hold in place. Because just gluing a piece to another piece that's flush is not going to always hold. So having another, like this one I think was 1/2 inch of a strip of 2mm, so it would kind of ensure that it would hold in place. Ned! Welcome on. How are you? It's been a while. The ears were one of those projects that you think this would be. Oh, yeah. Ears can be tricky, especially depending on like what type you're doing. If you're just doing it out of foam, or if you're doing it with foam and putting wire and then faux fur, or if you're making them out of hair to match the same, like for me, for like my Ari one, the pink hair, I covered the ears in the same pink hair so that way it would match. All of that can make it very difficult. Did you end up connecting it with a headband or magnets, or is it glued to the wig? Okay, slowly smoothing it out. These pieces that only people will see if they're looking at my backside of the wings, and we'll see if it's covered by the headdress. I think you disappeared again. Hi Fairly, welcome on. High 70s in Atlanta, might not go back to Texas. That's how it is here. I'm thinking of this weekend, there's a state fair in Nebraska, and I'm thinking of going to it, but it's like a few hours drive. See what a state fair looks like that's not in Texas. And I think it's a holiday weekend, if I remember right. I've been all messed up on what days are what right now because of Air Force stuff. It's been so much fun. Had a great time. Good. You work too much now. I've been okay. Little demon child though has been a demon. Last night, so some nights I get really good sleep. Some nights, mostly because of her, I don't get good sleep. Like last night when she decided, when I finally fell asleep, to knock my lamp over onto the ground, so that was a loud crashing sound. Then she was trying to climb my headboard, and if you ever see any of my videos, there's like the one I posted on Instagram today in my stories, if you look at the chair, there's like tape all over it, because I'm trying to keep her off of it, because cats don't like the sticky side of tape. And I have tape all over my headboard, but she still is like trying to climb around it. And I also have the dresser next to me, there's like tape all over it, because that's where I have Chella's ashes, and then I have her little pickle toy. And Yuki wants it so bad, and it's like, no, that's not yours. So yeah, it's been a lot with her. Or her death pounces. When she wants to run and then she just 2 feet straight into your stomach. It hurts so bad. She's a cute little devil. And sometimes is nice, but sometimes it's just a demon. We ended up doing headband to make it attack. Please pardon Tiff as she panics over And miniature details that only she will see. Yes, yes, that is the story of my life with making costumes. And details that nobody will see. Ugh. My special project also that I'm working on, there's me pattern making right now, and it's obsessing over small little things, and I'm just like, oh, I need to not do this. Almost done covering this part. Some of it has dried out a tiny bit though from overnight, so we'll have to see. Okay, there's that. Let me check to see. There's a few patches I want to add. And then we'll start adding our textures. Labor Day weekend, Monday is Labor, okay. Big volleyball game today in Nebraska. Sure! I have no idea. Go sports ball! I know Nebraska has, we have like, I think it's the baseball stadium or something, some huge stadium that when there's big teams playing, the whole town basically shuts down because there's just so much people. But I don't pay attention to any sports whatsoever. It's always difficult trying to film working with black materials, as the camera has a hard time, sorry, picking it up. That lamp jumped. I'm waiting for the light bulb to break from it too, because this is not the first time she's knocked it over. This is probably like the third time. Oh, she also, I have to buy new headphones, which I get like the cheapest ones, the ones that are still with the cord, just because I use them for when I'm working with the Dremel to tune out noise, or if I'm flying and stuff like that. And she chewed one of the cords, so you can only hear in one ear now. It was still kind of functional, but so I need to find like another cheap $15 headphones or something. The headboard was haunted. She was attempting to protect you. Yes, by climbing up it. Very much pretending to protect me. She's brought Noodle in bed though. From upstairs, or like from the ground, jumping up and stuff. It's very, very cute. She just loves carrying it around everywhere. Doing well today. I think this will be a spot that once it's dry I'm gonna have to fix, because it's the seam area. Excited to see this. Did you figure out how to make the... We're still not talking about the latex. I haven't got there yet. I have everything cut out. I'm doing one step at a time, so I still have the plan in my head, but I don't want to go over it until it's like I've done it. But good for you for remembering, because I haven't talked about that in like 2 or 3 months. I don't know. It's been a long time. Okay, I think we have all the patches done, so I'm gonna put this back in here and seal it. Actually, I can slightly set this down. Oh, I have no idea. So, I've tried wireless headphones and they always hurt my ears. I've tried a bunch of different ones, to like the expensive to the cheap ones to having the ones where they have like the suction cup around. They just always hurt my ears and they slowly pop out. And so I just kind of don't want to do it. Okay. Now to start adding texture. Oh, also, I've been slowly catching up on tutorials too. So for those members, you have, I think, at least 3 new tutorials I put up. I finally did the Junker Queen Axe Carnage, a making video and a painting video, and then I did the tutorial for Megumin's staff. So those all are up now, and then I still have to make the Megumin hat tutorial, and there's some other ones. So yeah, I'm slowly working on things and getting them done. Huge bat wings. Yeah, I know some people like making the moving wings and all, and I personally I've never really liked any of the looks of the expanding outward wings. I like the open closed wings, but the ones that do that, hiding how everybody hides the joints and stuff, it just looks not too realistic. It looks like they're on levers going out. So I've personally never liked that style. Also, they're huge wings already. They don't need more. Everybody's always like, oh, you should do this and this with the wings. And it's like, they're already freaking huge. Like, it's my same thought on like having lights on a costume. Why add it if it doesn't need it, just to add lights kind of thing. Like, if the costume can use lights and it looks a lot better with it, then all for it, go. But just to have lights on a costume just because you want lights on a costume, like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, But. Alright, we're going to start adding our dots. So this is just my Chuck key. Ooh, that's one thing I want to figure out is prosthetics. It's just, for me, there's such like, I don't know, can you reuse prosthetics? So if you make so like for Lilith, if I was to make the prosthetics for the eyes, or like the eyebrows and stuff, can you reuse that, or do you have to remake it every single time you want to wear the costume and repaint every single time? That's what I've never been fully like sure on. So you have to have like a master mold that you bring around and then you put your latex in every time and stuff. Okay, next one. All these tiny little details that nobody will see, that hopefully the plastic dip won't fully cover. Yeah, for those that are on Instagram and TikTok. I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I am reading chat and answering questions. We're currently working on my Lilith costume from Diablo 4, specifically the wings. And these are the main wing connection parts that have a base of CPVC pipe for a bone structure. Then it has expanding foam around it that's been carved and covered in 2mm EVA foam, and then has foam clay on top of it. In this section, the foam clay is still wet, so we're slowly adding the detail to it. Got me from my oh, okay, well, welcome from that. That was a costume I made like 2 or 3 years ago, I think. I've done 3 Genshin ones so far. Hotel, Kojin Sara, and then my recent one is Hilo. So welcome to the community. You can reuse them, but over time the latex degrades. Yeah. Okay, texture is done for the dots. I want to start adding, so each of the spikes, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in here. So this is the finished one, and each of the spikes, I have it where they're kind of breaking through the skin surface, how a normal bone antler would be for like a deer. So I'm kind of trying to mimic that so it's not just coming out. So I want to add first kind of like ripping lines and then a few extra dots. And I kind of am focusing a little bit more with the file to give that kind of grainy-like look. So we'll start doing that. And the resin print here, which you probably won't be able to see, it has actual lines in it. So I'm kind of following that into the foam clay as well. Layer by layer of the face cast. Yeah. So then I went a little bit higher than the other one. Trying to keep it under the camera. A little bit of it, and then I don't want it to be flat with it. I want to kind of push it downward so it's a noticeable difference in texture and kind of like the skin versus the bone. Look of mechanical wings, you made your own design, static wings with a V rather than horizontal. Yeah. I know that was the biggest thing that I got with my Ariel costume a few years ago, is everybody's like, why don't the wings open? And it's like, well, her wings don't open like that. Like, she has a different type of wing. Not all wings have to do that. And like a lot of people that didn't know the character, it was just the fad at the time of everybody wanting open wings. Take you to design the resin harness? Not too long. So I do all of my base CAD work, so my 2D line work, and then my basic shape in Rhino. And for that, Rhino is a 3D modeling program. And so for that, like this piece, basically I make a bunch of rings, and then I do the outline of each of them, and then I do a 2-rail sweep, and it gets the base size of that. And then I put it into another modeling program called Nomen Sculpt. It's, for anybody that wants to 3D model, it's really cheap and affordable and easy to use, but it can only be done on your phone or tablet, so that's the only downside, which is why I ended up getting my tablet, like a cheap one. But I think it's only like $16 to buy it. And from there, I go in and do my actual sculpting. So it's like ZBrush or like things like that. So I have my pen and I'm actually like carving in the program all of the lines and the designs with it, so you can kind of see where the white parts are, because that's where it's been sanded and that part hasn't been wiped off, to kind of give that shape. But I think just for one piece it probably only took me like a few minutes to make the basic shape. So we'll say like 20 maybe at most. And then for carving it probably took me like 1 or 2 hours, so not too long. Printing it took a lot longer. But I really like, for doing 3D modeling and sculpting, I like organic pieces, so like this, how it's not very geometrical, it's in stiff. I could actually kind of carve it based off of how I want it. Okay, that part's kind of done. I'm going to add a few deeper lines and dots. Lines. Alright, that piece is done, so now we're going to move to this one. This one I kind of did a little bit different because at the base it has more kind of bands. So I tried to do, with this one, I made more bands coming down, and then I still made kind of that rippingness, but It has to go to more of a softer texture towards the top, so it's a little more tricky. Awesome. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. You're taking a live casting class this month too? That's gonna be cool. Ooh, pricey book. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, it's one of those, I want to get into it, but it's like I have to, like, if I did it, it would only be for the top half, and I kind of want to, but then I'm also like, but it's a whole nother sit down and learn a technique and learn this, and then I gotta make molds, and I'm a lazy bum, and I'm already working. We're 3 months into this build. It's probably gonna be 4 months when the whole thing's done, and it's how much more work do I want to do? Because I get bored of costumes after 2 months, and I lose attention span, which is kind of why we took a break for 2 months, because I needed a break, and also I just wanted to make something else. So yeah. Okay, so let's start with the bands. Also, I'm going to do a little bit of some water so it doesn't dry out. And thanks for watching. I hope y'all are enjoying today's stream. Hopefully there won't be too many more Lilith streams. As I hope I kind of finish this sooner. Has the shiny one? Yes and no. It's more of I'm making another shiny, and that shiny I'm trying not to start. I'm trying to only do patterns for it, but that shiny is like the shiny in the corner that I keep seeing, and I'm trying to put all my brain power in it, but still have my brain power in this. So yeah. But for this, I'm only doing the wings right now. The rest of the costume's pretty much made. There's a few updates I want to do to the horns again. I want to redo the latex that I have around it just because it wasn't long enough when I wore it. I want to make it longer so it connects better on my head. And then I've already started designing the tail, and that is going to be a learning thing. I want to do it where I 3D model and print a master mold basically of each tail piece, and there's going to be I think 4 tail pieces in total, and then one of them I have 8 pieces that are interlocking, so I want to do a mold of it and then cast each of those pieces so I don't have to, I mean I could print all of them, but I kind of want to do the mold process of learning that. So now that we have Smooth On as a sponsor. So yeah. Alright, we are gonna start here. And I'm just gonna take this off. Make it easier. Understanding the board of cook. Yeah, I am too ADD of working on things. But I think that's why this one looks how it does. Like, I think this one's really decent work. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Like, probably some of my best work in terms of craftsmanship because I'm really passionate about it. And I'm trying a bunch of new skills with it. And each piece is like a completely different process. So I'm kind of not too bored because each one has been so different. Like working entirely in leather pretty much on this costume, and then lots of foam clay carving and lots of 3D modeling. Like everything is so different, and the painting has been a lot of fun. A lot of organic painting. good base. How do I see my cosplay adventure evolving as you look out 5 to 10 years? I don't really know. I hope I'm starting to get more commissions with companies, because I like the challenge of making things that potentially I might have not known about. I would love to have it where I can hire an assistant and give them tasks to do, whether it's social media or actually working on projects because I'm trying to make this into, like, I already have my company, Tiffany Cosplay LLC, but I want it to be where companies can hire me and my company to do stuff. So ideally I would like that, but I kind of need to get more stuff settled on my end. And then it also depends on Air Force stuff. So yeah. Kind of hard to hire employees when your business may not be in the same location for very long. But yeah, I really like working on this kind of stuff. Anime builds are fun. They're like just quick little builds for the most part. Some builds are a bit more not quick builds, but it's kind of focusing on bigger things. I'd like to get more basic stuff done for helping the community, like basic patterns for horns and things, basic videos to help with more education stuff on YouTube, build up my YouTube channel. We're actually close to 40,000, but most of it comes from my shorts, where I would still like a lot more people to watch the tutorials rather than just the shorts. Like the 1-minute tutorial or the how I became a character videos, because those are really popular, but most people don't know that I make full-on like tutorials. So hopefully that'll, in the future, pick up more. If not, I'm still making them. Come to my channel. You will find a rabbit hole that you will go down watching videos for hours and hours. It's all good. No, I'm not doing a Voltron build. No. Detail is one of my favorite things to do. I hope one day also to get a little bit better camera gear and hopefully get some nicer pictures from it. But that involves money, and I don't got money for that right now. So it's a 5-year, hopefully, plan. Get another camera lens that's a little better. Okay, there's that. So now I want to kind of mimic what I had for these. So we're adding those slight lines. Pay people when they help. My sister, when she's my handler, she gets paid too. I don't do unpaid stuff. buy the books with everything too. I would love for my company to, if y'all know who Vulpin Props is, I really look up to him and how he runs his company. And he focuses more on props in large builds. And I don't necessarily want to just do props, but I would like my company to kind of go towards that direction more. And I like how he treats his employees as well. I am gonna start thinking of another costume to make though, besides the secret project. Because I'm gonna need something to work on that I can actually share work with, or like work stuff for. And I want just like some small builds in the background, and I was kind of thinking of doing another Genshin one. I want to do Candace, but that one's more of a more difficult build, just in terms of how much detail is on it, and I don't really want a difficult build right now with me working on difficult builds. But there's a new character, and I don't know her name. She's in the newest zone, and she's like one of the sisters, the magician sisters, and I'm kind of thinking of making her outfit because it's an easy one that looks comfortable, something I can wear to conventions without a handler. That's the idea. How do I balance replicating cosplay, still adding your own style there? It just depends. Some of the costumes I make, I try to be very accurate to what the character is in the show and game. I'd say ones that I've kind of taken more of my own adaptation to would be Lilith, because, well, I started making it before the game came out. Excuse me, so I didn't have any in-game reference. I had pictures of the statue, like the little small one, and pictures of the larger than life-size statue. So I kind of had to go based off of what I could find picture-wise. But then I still wanted to make it more realistic in my eyes of what would somebody that's living in these gruesome kind of places, like, what kind of materials and things would it look like, and how would it realistically look like with the weathering of the costume. I kind of took my own interpretation of that. Same with the horns too. I made them my own design because I knew I wasn't going to do the prosthetics for it when I first made it. And I wanted to do how I could make it, but it still feels like it. And some people have criticized me for that, like, oh, you don't look like Lilith at all. And it's like, okay, well, so what? This is my interpretation. But another one would be my San costume. That one was like my first one that kind of got me out of the box, because for me, I have a studio art background, so I used to make things like this but with my own designs, and for the longest time it felt like I was just making stuff to make, and I still am, but it's not. I want them to be more realistic in terms of if it came out of an anime, what would it look like in real life, with weathering and things. And I don't think I did that with Megumin because I wanted it to be very anime, but San, I really did that, I felt. Okay, I'm gonna add some dots, and we'll come back to this in a bit. And for those that are on Instagram or on TikTok, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/2fingeringcosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat and answering questions. So go over to YouTube if you have that. Okay, so now to kind of add some of our file texture. Oh, I can't stretch until I got this done. We're almost done and then we'll stretch. So just remind me. This always gives a really nice texture with the file. You just have to make sure to keep rotating it so you don't have the same file lines. We're working right now on a time limit with the water drying, and I'm trying to not keep adding water at this point. Okay. Like this. Nobody will see it in pictures, but if you're in close in person looking at this, I want it to actually feel like this would be more... I was kind of going towards like dragon skin, which her wings to me are bat wings, but I'm kind of going with a dragon frame kind of with the design, at least in my head. Okay, there's that. So now we're gonna start adding all of our slash lines. The realistic take is your favorite way to do cosplay? Yeah. I want to do more stuff more realistically. I feel like that's why I admire a lot of European cosplayers, is because I feel like a lot of them do the more realistic approach. other technique you want to know for, or be known for? Example, SKS Props is known for his foam work. I don't know. I feel like I'm still working over the boundary of people thinking I make my own work. So, like that hurdle, because I still have so many people that don't realize I make everything. I'd like that one. But for my friends and stuff, they know me for like EDA work. I guess also people know me for my painting skills. That would be one. Because I really love painting. Always making me think. Yeah. Almost done with this, and then we'll start on to the next stuff. Okay, and then use this one a little bit. Patches I'll have to do once the whole thing dries. Yeah. Okay, I think we're done. Looks pretty much the same. Okay, ugh. Now we can stretch. Oh, and Nikki, oh, she is in here. She's asleep behind, back there. Okay. We'll have to I'm gonna put up some stuff and hopefully this one will dry a little bit more because I'm gonna have to be careful with it because it is still quite a bit wet. We're gonna attempt to attach this to the main frame now. there any cosplay related skills I'd like to learn or improve? I'd like to learn prosthetics, and I'd like to improve mold making. I've never done mold making for cosplay, but I've done it for actual metal. So when I used to cast gold and silver pieces for jewelry. But that was all small scale. I've done full-on figure casting too, but that's a whole nother thing. Okay, but yeah, improve on my wig skills. They're, depending on the costume, they get better. Sometimes they're just, it's a wig, I feel. Okay, we need to move these. We'll see how much of this I can do on the table, or if I have to do it on the ground. So we're gonna have to have the heat gun, so I gotta move all of my mats. Okay. That is that. Let me get the harness out. And it's not sewn yet, it's just pinned together so I can do testing. Alright, so we still have my original wing blueprint. So this is what we're going to be using for figuring out my lines. So I did that one first. I think I'm going to rotate because that's going to be easier to see, I think. It's just going to cut off my head. It doesn't matter. Okay. So that is kind of where the wing is going to be. And then this one. Let's see if I can attach it here. I may have to do this off the table too, since the angle is so pushed. So that one, and then I think it's this wing. So this is the back, which should be this way. So that then attaches there. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. I'm gonna do a, so kind of what I did for this, which I'll move to here. So as a temporary connection for all of these pieces here, which I'll rotate where people can see some. Y'all can kind of see. So these main pieces, this is all Warbler right here, which is a thermoplastic. And when it dries, it's basically hardened plastic around these pieces. So I needed something to kind of hold them together without, like, I could have done pipes, but it would have been too difficult. So I figured it would be easier to do this. And then with this piece, I can then connect this to this with Warbler as well. And then afterwards, once it's the base connection, I can then kind of heat it up and move it to the correct angle I want afterwards. So I want to just do my base connection first, so it's attached, and then I'll have to have somebody help me put the wing on or put it on a dress form and then kind of figure out my placement. Because all of these also have these pieces that connect to them as well. So this one I think goes to this piece. So it's all these really, really long pieces. Yeah. Fun! Fun, fun, fun. The line between cosplay and movie set ready. I think it just depends on how you want to create your stuff. I would love, my work I think is starting to turn towards movie set ready for some stuff. Some stuff it's not, but some stuff I think it is. And I would love all of my work to kind of be like that. So, okay. I got to say hi to the Yuki real quick. Hi, little Yuki. Good girl. Mwah. Good girl. Okay, we need the heat gun. I guess it's fine. Y'all can see that piece. Actually, I need to rotate my screen so I can actually read chat. That would be nice. To read all of your pretty pieces. Okay. And for those that are on Instagram and TikTok, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyCosplay. So go over to YouTube if you have any questions, comments, or anything. That's the best angle I can do for y'all. Okay, so that, I got some noodle, which is our poor little noodle. It's all ripped to shreds now. Here's noodle. There you go. And I save all of my warble scraps because you can reuse them, and it comes in so much handy. I feel like ideally the wings would be like that, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm gonna first, how are we gonna do this? I think we're gonna work here, here-ish. I have no idea how y'all are gonna see. Y'all can figure it out. So we'll heat this up and then I'll wrap it around the pipe. I'll try to show as much as I can, but this is gonna be a little difficult to kind of show camera. So. I don't think I made it in time. Write it down, write it down! Hi, Calden Bay. Thank you for the resub of Epic Support for 17 months. I appreciate it, and I hope you're doing well. Yee! And welcome to the channel and the community. More weight on this. I almost feel like it'd be better if I flipped the whole thing around. I think that's what we're gonna do. Meetings, meetings. Now lunch. It's a little late for lunch, Wizard. Sorry we've been in meetings all day. Hopefully they're good meetings. Sup. Got it. Thank you. Okay, let's flip it all the way around, because then I can have those hang over the table and be a lot easier for me to work with. Okay. And then I'm just gonna kind of have this off the table a little, and then we can put this piece here. Yeah. That's better. As I destroy my camera. Oops. Not me just pulling it completely out of its thread. Can kind of show it a little. There we go. Welcome on, guys. Yeah, we're working on my Lilith costume from Diablo right now, and the wings. We're attaching the pieces together slowly. Okay, I think that's my placement. We're gonna go with that. All right. So I'm gonna work over here then and see. Hopefully there you can kind of see both things. It's difficult to show, it really is. So. Just want to drop by and say good luck and have fun. Your work is super cool, and especially love the Monster Hunter projects. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've done 2 Monster Hunter ones. I've done so far my Varioth from Monster Hunter Rise, and then Xenojiva Beta Armor Set from World. So I should do more Monster Hunter. I mean, they're fun, but they're a commitment build too, and unfortunately, it's. You either like them or you don't, and yeah. Talk more about what you were saying about Vulcan Props and how they run their business. Vulcan, he's just a great guy in terms of he's talked about it before on how he actually like makes sure. I think he has maybe like 6 employees or more. I don't know exactly how many. But he makes sure that they have days off, which is a big deal for, like, artists, is a lot of times they don't have actual time. Like, he runs his business like an actual company. He does the insurance. They all get paid fair amounts, not just bare minimum. And they have benefits, just like an actual company does. And everybody, for the most part, that I've seen, loves working with him and helping. And he has a really nice facility from what I've seen online, and I'm jealous of that. So yeah, just more of that stuff. If you look on Twitter, he kind of shares a little bit more about his company side of things, and I think it's really respectable, especially for a craftsman-like company. For a lot of industry companies in the arts world, artists aren't treated as fairly as just like a normal 9 to 5 job. Like having normal hours for a art company, except if you're like on a deadline, is a really huge thing. Right, Yuki? Have you come to help? Have you come to help, little demon? Yuki wants to say hi. No, you're being really good, being sweet. Yeah. Mwah. She's like, I just want to go to sleep. Good girl. Please don't get into my Warbler scraps. So yeah, we gotta kind of work back and forth. So this is gonna be really soft for a long time while we work with it, because it is, when you heat up the thermoplastic of Warbler, it turns into more like a clay soft material, and then when it cools off, it hardens. And unlike this is just the sheet, so this is actually when it's cool, it'll turn to where it's more of a rock, and it won't flex as much. So that's the goal with this of having our pieces. So we're gonna slowly build up this section, so that way this piece is fully connected and it won't break. Now, this is also gonna have all of the expanding foam, so these pieces, it's gonna be a whole nother section here. It's all gonna be wrapped with the red 2mm EVA foam, and then it's all gonna be covered with the foam clay. So I'm basing this just as an inner bone structure, and all of these other pieces on top are also going to hold it together. Yeah. Just build a bunch of different Monster Hunter pieces. You can, oh yeah. I mean, technically you can do that. I can just have a bunch of different sets. Oh, I've also done for Monster Hunter, I've made the Almudron blade, which was a commission. It's a very, very long piece, and a lot of pervy comments on that one. And then I've also done the Fire and Ice Dual blade and the, is it the Blazariath blades? I don't remember offhand. It's been a while. Those I also made like 2 years ago. Can you not eat that, please? Let's not eat it. Here. Here. Yuki. Say butterfly. Play with butterfly. I don't know if y'all can see her or not. Oh, I did decide to hang more of my props in the studio. Kind of like how I did at my 2 apartments ago when I was still in Kerrville. So soon there will be more of my props hanging on the wall, since I'm pretty sure I'm going to be here for another 2 years. What is my favorite suitcase to haul cosplays in? So I invested, after traveling a lot of times, I first had some cheap suitcases. And the best thing for travel with cosplay is to invest in more expensive suitcases, because airlines break them all the time, and they say they will replace them, but you have to leave it there for 30 days for them to try to replace, or like try to fix it. They won't replace it for you. They'll be like, oh, we'll send it off to this company, and then they'll try to fix the wheel. And I've had, specifically, I learned this lesson when I came back from TwitchCon in 2019. I had 3 out of my 4 suitcases ruined from flying, with the wheels completely breaking off, with a whole end piece of the suitcase coming off, and those were like brand new, but they were cheap suitcases off Amazon. So I invested in also hard-shelled suitcases, always. Never soft, because it just takes one poke. But I have some more expensive hard-shell suitcases, the 3-in-1, where it's like the large one that fits into another one and another one. I don't know the brand offhand. And then the biggest investment I did was, and they're expensive, Pelican suitcases. And mine, I have 2 of them, and they're travel trunks. So instead of normal suitcases, when you put them together, they... Damn job. Normal suitcases, it's 2 halves that come together in the center. The Pelican suitcases, the ones that I have, it's a trunk. So the lid is only that tall, but the trunk is like that deep. So you can put big pieces in it. And I put a lot more of my fragile stuff in there because it won't break. As well as they have, you can get liners on the inside for extra money. I didn't do that. And then they have, unlike most travel suitcases, they don't have wheels or a handle. The Pelican suitcases actually have a built-in handle that comes out, and it's like industrial strength for super, super heavy luggage, as well as it has wheels on the bottom. So I have those everywhere I go, and I've not looked back. And there you can still fly with it as a normal suitcase, so it doesn't count as oversized luggage. But look up Pelican suitcases. But they're an investment piece, so be warned. But your pieces will not break for the most part. It's what professional photographers use, where you put all of your camera equipment in there. Yeah. I had for the first time when I traveled traveled to Texas from Nebraska this last like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I haven't had anything break since 2019. And my Nilo crown, it shattered because they must have had my suitcase at the bottom, and I've got like expensive luggage, but when I took it off of the little rail thing when you pick up your luggage, I picked it up and put it on the ground, and it was so wobbly. It was like, what the heck? And I had, my horns had shattered in it. This wasn't the travel trunk, it was just the normal suitcases. And then my makeup was in the bag, and half of my makeup cases, which are plastic cases, were cracked because of how much pressure and weight they must have put. It was probably at the very bottom of everything. Also, we're waiting for this to cool, so that's why we're doing story time. Okay, so she's so cute right now. So cute. Sorry, I'm shaky. Okay, dealing with my shaky hands. But yeah, that's my recommendations for traveling. I also I have a camera bag that is my backpack that I carry through the airport, and it's a specific camera bag. It's also an expensive bag, has actual pockets for my camera because I bring my expensive camera everywhere for doing filming and videos and stuff. So that's my carry-on, and then sometimes I have a little rolly one. It's a lot when I travel by myself. Typically I have my 2 check-on bags, I have 1 small carry-on bag that rolls, and then I have my backpack. And each of them are 50 pounds, and I weigh them before I leave. And I just like pray when I get there, I'm like, please don't go overweight, please don't go overweight. I'm typically like at 48, 49 every time, so. Okay, now the moment of truth. It's a little wobbly, but we haven't done the underside. But I have to flip this whole thing. So we're gonna attempt to remove it. So that's kind of the wing. I can't really show it off too much. Okay, this piece needs to be propped up too. Stay? Maybe? Maybe? Okay, I think we're okay. Yeah, hardback suitcases only, never the soft ones. Okay, so now this piece, so we did the opposite side, so we need to connect this piece on this end. And I need the demon child to move temporarily. Can you get up, Yuki? Oh, I know, you just want to bite me. You want to bite me? Come on the ground. Come on the ground. Woo. There you go. Play with butterfly. No, good. Okay. You're not supposed to grab that. Yeah. Yeah. Even if they do the baggage, like if they check the inside of your baggage and stuff, if they break something, they won't replace it. Which con am I preparing for now? As of right now, the only confirmed con that I'm going to, and I'm just going as an attendee right now, is BlizzCon. I don't make enough money to just go to random cons, so BlizzCon is already a big investment for me. But I'll probably have at least 1 or 2 more cons that I'll get invited to, most likely. But nothing confirmed right now. So when I'm placing these, I am also smoothing it into the layer beneath it, because you want it to kind of become one and not just sitting layers on top, because the Warbler, it will break off. So you want it to fuse and melt into each layer. Yeah, good questions today, guys. Feel free if you got more. I can attempt to answer them. Yeah, this will be my first BlizzCon. I've always wanted to go, but just never been able to. Never had the money to, and I barely have the money to this year. It was something that I decided last year to start saving for. So it's still going to be pretty soft, when we'll have to kind of treat it a little fragile since we're still adding lots of heat. So this piece and potentially some of the other pieces will still be movable. She is having so much fun with Butterfly right now. Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit for it to cool now, and then I'll get the other one out. When you started guessing at cons, was it because they invited you, or did you reach out? They invited me. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuki. I didn't mean to step on your tail. You didn't care. My first cons, cons, I don't even remember what the first con was, but they were small cons in Texas, and my Ariel costume had just blown up on social media in 2018, I think is when it blew up. And I got invited to 3 cons all back to back, and that's when I kind of made the decision of quitting my job as a jewelry designer, because it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to take off time. This is a lot of time I have to take off, and for how much Demon Child, for how much everything was like happening, I was like, okay, so I kind of made the decision at that point of I'm gonna quit my job and attempt to do this full-time as my full-time job, making costumes, making props, educational stuff, because I was already selling patterns and things, and I had enough money in my savings to basically live off of for a year from working at my jewelry designing job, and I did that. And luckily it worked out. It was very scary at times of like, I don't know how this is gonna happen, but luckily my sales on my website for patterns and stuff still continued to grow, and I was able to pay all my bills and everything still. So it's kind of how that happened. I don't know if that answered your question. Sorry. I want to turn the fan up more. Is toasty. There we go. Oh, lots of noisy cars today too. You're super excited for BlizzCon returning. I'm surprised BlizzCon didn't do three days. I was thinking that they were going to. But I'm also curious because I've never been to a BlizzCon. I've never seen the inside. I don't really know how they're gonna do it. I know that there's like different areas. So there's like one area that's just gonna be Diablo, one that's just gonna be Overwatch, and I know a lot of people are mad because is it Starfield or Star Citizen or whatever isn't gonna be there. And then a bunch of other things, like a whole World of Warcraft area. Yeah. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Hi, little one. Are you having fun, Yuki? Are you having fun? You're silly. Her favorite toy besides Noodle is she likes laser pointers, which is really cool. What has been your favorite con to guest at? So Dreamscape in California, it was a one-day convention. It was a lot of fun. It was a small one that it was mostly a car show. It wasn't really a convention at the time. And they brought me out, brought my sister out and everything, and they treated me so well there. It was like the first con that I actually felt like I was a real guest. A lot of conventions don't treat their cosplay guests as guests. They treat them as you get a ticket and deal with everything else on your own kind of thing. And I'm used to that with how I pack, and I always bring tablecloths and banners and shit like that. But they were kind of one of the first cons that actually treated me like a real person, which was really cool. And then I'd say I really enjoyed Fan Expo Dallas. They also treated me really great. And I really enjoyed the guests, or like the attendees that came. It was a different experience where most of the conventions I had been to were either a Comic-Con, but they were very small, or they were an anime convention. And at Fan Expo, it was a different type of or like a different type of attendees. And it was cool to have a different type of conversation than just anime. And I feel like a lot more of the anime conventions think cosplay guests, or like at least me, thought I was a cosplay model, where Fan Expo, I felt like people actually appreciated my work because the guests that they, at least at the time, invited there were only craftsmanship type of cosplayers. So it was kind of cool to have a different type of respect from the attendees. And then SoonerCon was also really, really good. They worked me for my money. They worked me hard to earn everything, but they were really great with making sure I had someone at all times with me because I was by myself. I had a whole goodie bag in my room, and they were really, really good. I would do that convention again. So for me, it's more of like how am I treated? Because there's some conventions that I've been treated like terrible, awful, awful. So there's a piece on my book. Here. Delicious. Okay. I went on a little rant there, sorry. Are we good to move this? We are good. Okay. I'm gonna put it on this one so y'all can kind of see. As you can see the... Let's see. There. This is what I deal with every day. She loves the ribbons there too for tying my apron. It's the cat stream now. Okay, I'll show these parts now. Hopefully we didn't get too much of a dent. I'll have to look. Not too much because this one's not that wet, but this is the wing, and there's things that come out of each of these too. So this is what I was saying on each one of these has a threaded system that attaches that to it. It's gonna have weight to it. This was the lightest I could make it. I am a little concerned on the weight, but this is the lightest. So yeah, one wing, it will sit pretty much like that, except higher. Eee! Okay, I'm gonna put this down and then we're gonna do the other one. We're making progress. I'm so excited to kind of see these come into life now. Good enough. I want to take a picture. Okay, I took a picture. Coolio. Alright, now we need to flip my pattern so you can do the other side. Always wanted a 3D prior to COVID, but this year seems to be the smallest than years past. StarCraft. Okay, thank you. I'm surprised that you're saying it's going to be the smallest. I would have thinking it would have been a lot larger. But again, I have no idea. I don't know what to expect at all. So yeah, I know it's going to be packed. Okay. Oh, you found the paper. She's gonna go destroy the paper now. Okay. My AC finally kicked on. Means it's 77 inside now. Okay, there's that. Miss Yuki, I need this. Your butt needs to get off of it. Thank you. Okay. I do need to, it's not for you. I do need to trace a little bit. Okay, I have little designs. Trace a little bit of it so I know where we're laying everything. Hi Susan, welcome on. How are you doing? Looking good? Thanks. But how much will the wings weigh when they're done? I don't know offhand, but they're gonna be my heaviest wings, I'm pretty sure. Can we not, like, walk through them? Oh, shit. I'll try weighing them afterwards, but I want to screw on all of the pieces. I know before I had changed the materials each, I think they were like at least 10 pounds on each side, I think. And I was concerned with that, and then I changed materials, but yeah. So, what kind of harness are you doing for these wings? My kind of similar harness that I do for all my wings. So I 3D modeled them, and then they're connected with carbon fiber tubing. I'll show you in just a second. Let me finish tracing this. The design is a tiny bit different because typically I only do it where each wing, the wing joints that connect, I typically do 2 pieces of carbon fiber tubing, but I knew the weight-wise and the weird balance of each wing being like this, I ended up doing 3, so that way it would help with it not having too much weight on just one pin. And then they interlock, so it's like interlocking like in 3 different spots. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, so here. Boop. Excuse me. Yuki, what are you doing? Come on. You don't need to be there. So there's another piece that connects here. So this is technically upside down. So this would be my head up here on this side. But because Lilith has such a low V in the front, a lot of my harnesses I have as a backpack, and it goes through, so it have a band at the top, it would go around, and then there would be another strap part that it would go in, and it would connect right under the breast. But because the V goes farther down, I had to make it so it's gonna actually come more towards the lower waist, but still stay on the rib cage, hopefully, because I don't like having anything on my waist because it hurts for pulling restriction of wings. So it's actually gonna have 3 straps. Little thing. So it's still gonna have like the backpack harness kind of thing, and then I'll have it where it probably connects in the back, and then I'm also gonna have another piece that connects here, and it's not flat, it has a slight bump, so it'll follow. So if you see, I have a slight curvature here, so it'll still be flat here, but it'll follow the curvature of my back, so hopefully it'll be like that and kind of have me still straight instead of like constantly bending. But it'll have another connection piece that I can clip here, and that will sit underneath the whole dress, and then I'll have holes in the top part here and here that the pins, which are there we go, the pins that are here will stick out of the dress, and then I can put the whole piece in. So the carbon fiber tubes are actually in here, and there's a 3D printed case that is here that has a hole for the CPVC pipe to sit in. And then it has a hole that goes here, as well as 3 carbon fiber tubes that insert into each of those holes. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a lot of engineering to structurally support it. And then with harnesses, I always try to do extra little pieces. So you might see that there's like a hashtag here and here and here. And that's because when you 3D print, if it's flat, it's more likely to break there. So you want extra material, kind of like boning, to help structurally support it and hold together. That was a lot of talking, and Yuki is going nuts. Yuki, here's Butterfly. I don't know what she did with Noodle. Noodle disappeared. Okay. Yeah, that was a lot. But I designed most of my harnesses where they're a 2-point system depending on the angle of the wing. So if the wing goes upward like this, I'll typically have 2 pins here. I'll typically have 2 pins, but I always have it where the wings come off. Makes sense? Okay, cool. Y'all understand Taglish. Yee. I know my language sometimes is not, I can't communicate very well, and people sometimes don't understand. She's going so nuts right now. Oh my gosh. You're postponing your dream cosplay due to an injury. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. What did you do, if you don't mind me asking? Hopefully it wasn't like you broke a bone or something, and hopefully it's, I mean, hopefully nothing really happened, but hopefully it's not super serious. Okay. We're going to attempt to put this how we had the other one, which is kind of like that. I think. Okay, let's get the other one. Okay, so we had this one where it was this way. Kind of like that. I'm trying to more match it to the other side. That's the one thing people call me out for my wings, is if they are not perfect on both sides. Like if one wingspan is like a tiny bit open more than the other, people are like, oh, it's uneven and this and that. Like, it's always so hard to make it perfect. Okay. Required surgery, so oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Are you gonna have to do, what is it? Is it, therapy, but for injuries? I don't know what that term's called. Okay. That's all good. We're set up. So the next piece is going to be where we do our little wrap here, which I need to adjust the camera. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Alright. That. Physical therapy. Thank you. It's like some type of therapy, but I don't remember. Yeah. I think rehab's more for drugs, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know all the terms. It might be that though, too. I hate making two things that have to be just alike. You can never... That is why I don't like making, so for games, I'm always a dual blade person. I always love my daggers and my dual blades. That's my gaming stuff. I like to go and sneak up on people and go poke. Yeah. But for cosplay making, I hate them because then you have two pieces that have to look alike. And yeah. Going in tomorrow. Also waiting for the second game to come out since I am hoping the cosplay is like, okay. I'm gonna real quickly go and use the restroom. I will be back in just a bit and we will continue working on connecting these pieces. So yeah, if you are on Instagram or TikTok, I've actually been live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I am reading chat and answering questions. So go to YouTube for that. We're working on Lilith's wings. So yes, and thank you for those that are here on YouTube. If you are new to the channel, I would love to have you as part of the community. So subscribe to the channel. It is free, and like the video. Yeah, things like that. I'll be back in just a second. Enjoy the cat when she comes for trouble. play with Butterfly? Yeah? Okay. Don't chew my shoe, please. Okay. And I didn't film the other one, and I need to film this one. So, yeah. Yuki.
Do you suffer from wig slipping syndrome? As a cosplayer, I'm always looking for new ways to keep my wig on straight.
My phone died. Or, well, went low power, so that's why it did that. One phone down! That actually helps. One less thing. Okay. So does that. We are heating this up, so I'm gonna try placing this over here. And it hopefully won't block anybody's view. You get Yuki in the background too. That's cool. Okay. Alright. Back to working. I have no idea what the power is on my tablet. So real, did you just land today, or did you get in yesterday to Atlanta? I saw you're planning on doing a ton of cosplays while you're there. Okay, that one's covered. I still feel like the gap on the other one is a lot farther. I don't know. It's about the same. Got here yesterday? Okay. So have you started cosplaying today? I don't know if there's things that happen beforehand or not. That. Put this up now. Over here. I need to get some more scrappers out. I think she disappeared again. Today you're a tourist. Okay. Cool. I expect to see a ton of pictures since I've never gone. Yuki. I wish you wouldn't do that. Hey. Stop. Yuki. I know. Shame on me for leaving the lid open for a second. I'm I'm trying to, like, I'm trying to teach her not to do things, but I'm also trying to teach her to be in the same room. And I want her to explore and kind of figure out you're not supposed to do this, but I wish she wouldn't also. All my other cats have been fine and never really, like, as curious. Like, they want to be in the same room and watch, but never wanting to help like Yuki does. She wants to have her hands in every single little thing. And she's learned, so underneath my table, I have a shelf system, and that's where I have my Cricut and all my rulers and things like that. And she's learned she can go on there and crawl underneath the table and go between my little gap that's big between the table and the wall and the window and get on top of the table. So yeah, that's been fun. But she's learning that the sound of this is okay. Where she was deathly afraid of a blow dryer and just air in general. When I first got her, the lady said she's super sweet, but she's deathly afraid of wind and doesn't like that sound in her ears. So I don't know if something when she was even younger happened or what. Okay. That side's pretty good. There's a tiny piece I want to fix here. And then we'll wait for this to cool and then we'll flip it to the other side. Okay, now you gotta wait a few minutes. So. Oh, all good. Have fun at class. I hope you can learn lots of things and don't have a test. Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out something to make for dinner soon too. Alright, little Yuki. Little Yuki. She's my Yukisaurus. My little dinosaur. Yukisaurus. And she's a little noodle. And then turns into a little demon. All these things at once. Right? Yeah. Oh, really? I'm surprised she hasn't tried eating my hair today. Because that's her favorite thing too. Kind of achievement to have a cat that's afraid of wind to be okay with a heat. Yeah, I'd say that's an achievement. I mean, I'm not blowing it in her face, but the sound definitely, every time I turn it on, she's like, and looks, so, I don't know. Typically, how many cosplays do you bring to a convention? One each day or more? No more than 3 for a 3-day convention. Yeah, each of my costumes, I do specific makeup and hair for, and I don't really, besides Megumine's like the easiest cosplay to wear. I love that one. I'm gonna bring it to like every convention because I can actually bend and do stuff in it and like function, where most of my cosplays I can't sit without help, or I can't like do certain things without somebody to help. And if I'm gonna be in cosplay, I want to have fun in it and not just stand, take picture. Like, not me. So. Okay. I think we're pretty good to flip it. Let's see. That's pretty dry now. So you gotta be careful because it is still a little, oh, yep, there it goes. A little breakable, which it just did, but that's okay. Let me see if I can prop this up. Y'all get a new view. There you go. Yeah, because the underside is not there. It can break really easily, so we're gonna fill this gap in now. But yeah, typically 3 costumes for me. I actually haven't really been to a convention in a long time where I just went to go. So it may be different, but I like making costumes more than wearing them. Wearing them is cool, but I don't know. I guess I don't really want the attention. Like, I do for business-wise, but I'm also like, I just want to have fun. And I've always had where I make my costumes, I guess I go big or I go home kind of thing. And I always get stopped so much, and I can never go anywhere. And all of my friends who I've gone to conventions with, I feel like such a burden because most of them are not in costume, it's just me. And they just stand in the corner and just like wait for me to finish taking pictures with the people, and it takes like 30 minutes to an hour to go anywhere, and I always feel really bad. So if I'm going for fun, I think I'd just rather go not in costume, honestly. Or like have, like for BlizzCon, I'm only bringing 1 costume, and I'm only gonna wear it 1 day. I don't want to wear it both days. I want to experience the con and have fun. But I might be weird too. I don't know. I'm also good with not dressing up at Halloween except for like wearing a corset and a dress and not going all out. Going home can be a good thing. What? Okay, we gotta add a little bit more there. Even there as a handler, and yeah. Oh yeah, cause you had that kind of experience. I don't think it was the first time we met. I think you said it was the second or something, but I didn't know the first time. But Fan Expo Dallas, you came, and then you and like, I think we had like 3 or 4. Oh, hi Yuki. 3 or 4 people, and y'all are hanging out, but I kept having a line, and y'all just kind of stood in the back, and I was like, I'm sorry, but y'all can all meet and talk, and so it's kind of cool to do that, but yeah. I don't like burdening people at all, which is why I do most of the stuff myself too. Stick. Definitely the curvature is going to be different on each of them, so that'll be something. On the inside I want to do. No fun allowed! I know. Fan Expo, don't forget the snacks. I know. It's funny because I typically have each convention I go to that I guest at, somebody brings me like a Dr. Pepper or snacks or something now. Which I appreciate. Okay, we gotta wait for that to cool down a little bit. And then both of them should be done. And I think I might be able to get my dress form out and kind of start seeing it. I'll have to be careful though, because it still might be a little weight balancing and break. I mean, not that I can't fix it really easy, but it's a tender spot right now for it. Right, Yuki? Why are you all wet here? Oh, thank you for the licks. Thank you for the licks, little one. Yes, a good girl. You've been very good. Yeah. Unlike last night, when you were such a troublemaker. Yeah. I still wish I knew where you put Noodle. Yeah. Okay, I have to take down this petticoat because that's what I was using earlier. So let me make room. This is where I'm sad that I have a smaller studio now compared to my last place. There. We'll move you there. I'll switch to this camera, and then y'all can kind of see me setting up everything, I guess. And my creepy guys. They're gonna finally be hung on the wall. I'm excited for that. Put tomato over here. Have to be careful not to show Olga, or I'll get hit by Instagram again. Olga apparently was showing too much skin and got me in trouble. Sorry, Yuki. I like that she didn't move when the fabric fell on you. Y'all saw nothing. Okay, this needs to be put over here so you can't get it. She loves climbing and getting the pens now. That is like her favorite thing, is the pens. And like taking them away with her. And it scares me so bad that she's gonna hurt herself. Okay, that, put it in the middle-ish, and then I want to get my sandbag out, there. We're gonna prep and have weights on both sides as well. Hopefully, this will be enough. Okay, there. That's still cooling off. I will adjust that there now. And then we will get the harness. And this is not how I'm gonna wear it, but this is how I'm gonna put it on the form right now. And Yuki's going to destroy my ends again. Okay, this is where I slowly start to tighten it now. So I won't have it crossed in the front. Oh, that one I need to actually have. Pulled it too much. you. Okay. That's what it's gonna be. I know. Alright, this should be, it still needs to dry a little. So we'll put it on the ground, but I think it's about the same shape. Let's see. It's a little off. Okay. Let us know. I have not tried putting this on yet, so we'll see. It might be too heavy for this mannequin. Because this is a foam mannequin and not a hard shell. I'm gonna trade out mannequins. Come on. The dress form's like, no, that's okay. I'll be back real quick. I'm gonna go get a different mannequin. Had to take the rest of the Lilith costume off and put it on here. Okay, so I'm gonna trade this one out. This one should be a lot more sturdy. But we'll see. still wobbly, but it's at least gonna be better. Okay, let me take this off now. Okay, take two. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put the wing attachments on it though, just because they're probably going to touch the ground. Are you helping, Yuki? Don't try it at home. Yeah. It's also a lot higher than what it should be. But this is the only way I can look at it right now. Kinda. We'll see. I'm probably gonna have to do both of them at the same time. Yeah. Excited for this? We'll see. Do one side. The other thing is all of the foam clay is still partly wet. Like it's dry enough to kind of touch, but I gotta be a little careful. Get the right angle without holding it where I'm supposed to hold it. Come on. I want to hold it here, but I can't. There we go. Okay, that's that one. Yuki, please don't be under me. Go in. So with heavy wings, I always have a hand on it, but it's a little more difficult when it's just me doing this. Come on. That'll help. Okay. You work fine completely beforehand. Why are you not going in now? There we go. Okay. So typically when I put on my wings, I always, like somebody else is doing it, I always hold one side. But yeah. I wish it kind of went around a little bit, so I might bend these some so they curve a tiny bit more. They have a slight curve, but I have to be careful not to go too much, because if you go too much, the whole weight will then go forward, and I gotta be careful of that. It's better for wings, at least for larger, heavier ones, to have them completely to your side, but it does that as a curve slightly. Let's see. Let's add pieces. Let's see if they'll work. Will this touch the ground? No, it'll barely not touch the ground. Okay. Let's get some more things. I got to take my picture. Let's see, can I fit it in the picture? Oh, there we go. Alright. Y'all can kind of see. We're doing this on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay. You get a much better view over there, so go to YouTube. Okay, let me figure out. So we're gonna have to do the same back and forth. So I might just have this there just in case. My light. Because if I do one side, you still need to hold it. Ideally, you would want to have these on already and not put it on and screw them on after, but we're gonna have to play with this. Hydrate? Okay. This is a test. And it may break on us. Because they're definitely weak joints. So I'm gonna have to encase it more afterwards. But we can at least see. Because again, it's still gonna be covered in insulation foam. It's still gonna have foam around it and foam clay, so there's gonna be a lot more material holding it up. So kind of just seeing with the weight. We'll see. Thanks for stopping by, Ned. Have a great rest of your day as well. Okay, this one is right. This one is left. Definitely a screw on the ground kind of one. Because getting the threads to perfectly line is a little tricky. I need something to sit on it. That'll work for now. It just wants to keep rotating. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that better? Okay, maybe not. if this falls, I don't want it coming on you. Okay? Thank you for your help. Say bye, everybody. Bye. Just in case, because I don't want it to hurt her. Since this is all kind of balanced right now, and it's not fully assembled. I won't be surprised if these touch the ground in a bit. This won't fit in my normal suitcase. I'm gonna have to make custom luggage for this one. And I determined that before I made the costume because of the size of the wings. But typically I make everything to the size of my costume. Or I mean, my luggage. It's just the wings, because they were gonna have to already be connected for structural reasons for certain angles. It's gonna have a custom box pretty much. And I'll only be traveling to like big conventions with this one. I won't be just wearing it to all the other ones. So, okay. This one is 5, which is the second to the out. So that is that one and that one. Yeah, this is also a lot shorter, and I'm gonna be wearing stilettos, so I'll be a lot taller with this. Just to hold it temporarily. Next ones. This is 3. We're gonna do these next. So this is 3L. We are. I can already see this joint. I'm gonna have to, because it wasn't connected here. So I'm gonna have to redo those a little bit. It's coming inward. Okay, last one. This one is right and left. That's with all of the pointy things attached. See how low they go? Not bad. want to change the shape because once I have these on, I have them where they curve ever so slightly. They're cool. They're cool. I'm excited for those that want to see more. I'm also kind of testing the joints right now. So yeah, the whole shift is on this side though, just because this is the side that I started on. But as I said, I would typically have all of the pointy things already attached to the piece, and then I would attach it, and then you try to do both sides at once, but this one you have to do one, and I'll have to hold one side up at a time, so that way it doesn't get too, like with wings, if you don't do them correctly, and you don't hold one side, then the whole thing will be like that. Thanks, guys. Send me a picture, Wizard, of that one. I don't remember offhand. Yeah. It's fully touching the ground on this side now. Because of the balance. Okay, I gotta take a picture on my end. I gotta get on the table. Ugh. It's like so hard to take a picture of the whole thing. Cool. Yeah, definitely left side I need to fix the joints more. I don't want to change the angle. I know it's all tilted, which is an issue, but more warblet on the top of each piece. And then it seems pretty secure. It's like a tiny bit wobbly, but I know once the expanding foam is like on, like pretty much on these pieces, I'm also talking to myself too, to explain things. Pretty much from here to here is gonna be solid expanding foam. So they'll be connected already at these joints. So this will be one piece, and the only other piece that attaches to it is these pieces. So it'll be another, oh, I can't even show it on there. These will be the biggest wings I've made for sure. But that piece will then be attached there. Kinda show it, kinda. But yeah, funny thing is, I actually downscaled these a lot. They're supposed to be a lot larger for me, but I was like, I don't want this to be so overwhelming, and it's already gonna be overwhelming, so. We did great on time though. I got everything I wanted to get done on this. So yeah, the next part is just gonna be warbler wrap on the top a little bit more, and then tonight I'll make my cardboard frame, and then I can do the expanding foam, and that gives me 2 days of it drying, which is perfect, because then I can start carving it on the weekend and covering it, and hopefully have them framed out before my mom comes, which will be good, because then it can be out of the way, and then I can work on my other projects. Yeah, I'm reassuring myself. Yeah. But yeah, thanks guys for being here with my madness. Y'all can actually see kind of how I think of things. Hopefully it'll look just as good when it's finished. So yeah. But I think that's where we're gonna end the stream today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of y'all here. I hope you'll have fun at Dragon Con or whatever conventions y'all are doing this weekend. I appreciate the support. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to have a stream next week, just because my mom's coming from Texas to visit. So yeah, but a big thank you guys so much. I'm excited to show this off more. Real, thank you for the $10 donation, as well as Cold Bay for the resub here on YouTube. I really appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, I would love to have you as part of our community, so subscribe to the channel. It is free on YouTube, as well as if you would like to show some financial support, you can always join the community and become a member, which is a monthly subscription where you get early access to my cosplay tutorials and you get discount savings to my website and things like that, as well as you can also help for the funds for my international convention that I'm going to be going to that I cannot tell you any more information on, but we are slowly saving up for that right now because airline tickets are expensive, so yes, for international ones. But thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and see you next time. Bye!